Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to tell you something that could change the direction of your entire life. Something so simple, yet so powerful that once you truly understand it, nothing will ever be the same again. You see, success is not about luck, it's not about having rich parents, it's not even about talent. Success is about a mindset, a way of thinking, acting, and believing when everything else tells you to give up. And if you can learn to master this one rule, the rule that defines every great person who ever lived, you will never have to chase success again. It will come chasing you. Jack Ma once said, "Never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." That's the one rule that defines the successful. They stay long enough to see the sunshine. You see, most people quit on the second day. They quit when things get dark, when no one believes in them, when they fail again and again. But the people who win, they keep walking. They keep believing even when there's no proof. They keep showing up even when no one is watching. And that's what separates dreamers from doers. Simon Sinek says, "Working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion." That's the second part of this rule, to never stop doing what you love. When you do what you love, you can suffer longer, you can fail harder, you can wait longer and still not lose hope. Because deep down, you know, it's not over until you win. Ladies and gentlemen, success doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't come to those who wish, it comes to those who work. Every morning you have two choices: stay in bed and keep dreaming, or wake up and chase that dream. Most people are trapped in comfort. They want success, but not the struggle that comes with it. They want the reward, but not the risk. They want the destination, but not the journey. But here's the truth. You can't have one without the other. Success demands a price, and only a few are willing to pay it. Jack Ma failed his college entrance exams twice. He was rejected from dozens of jobs, including KFC. Imagine that. Rejected from KFC, but later became one of the richest men in the world. Why? Because he never gave up. He kept believing that the future could be better if he refused to quit. Every failure taught him something new. Every rejection became fuel. Every no became a step closer to yes. That's the power of resilience. That's the one rule for success. Don't stop when it's hard. Stop only when it's done. Simon Sinek teaches something equally powerful. He says people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. The reason behind your actions is what gives them meaning. If you have a strong why, you can survive any how. That's why the greatest people on earth, from Steve Jobs to Nelson Mandela, didn't chase money. They chased purpose. They knew that if they focused on creating something meaningful, success would follow naturally. So ask yourself, what's your why? Why do you want success? Why do you want to be great? If your reason is just money, you'll stop when it gets hard. But if your reason is purpose, if it's to create something bigger than yourself, then no obstacle can stop you. There will be days when you feel like you're wasting your time. Days when people laugh at you, when family doubts you, when friends disappear. But remember what Jack Ma said, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. You see, failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down. It's not losing. It's refusing to try again. Ladies and gentlemen, life will test you. It will push you to your limits. You will be broke, tired, frustrated, and sometimes alone. But in those moments, that's when you grow the most. The struggle is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Pain is not punishment. It's preparation. Every great story you've ever heard started with a person who refused to surrender when it got tough. That's how winners are made. When Jack Ma started Alibaba, people said he was crazy. China didn't have internet culture. People didn't trust online payments and investors laughed at him. But he saw something they didn't, a vision of a connected world. He said, "We are never short of money. We lack people with dreams, people who can die for those dreams." Think about that. Most people want to live comfortably, but very few are willing to sacrifice comfort for greatness. And that's why you must choose comfort or courage. You can't have both. Comfort will give you rest, but courage will give you growth. Comfort will keep you where you are. Courage will take you where you belong. Every step you take into discomfort is a step toward destiny. Because everything you want, every dream, every goal, every miracle, lives outside your comfort zone. Simon Sinek often talks about the infinite game, the idea that life is not about winning or losing. It's about staying in the game long enough to make an impact. Successful people don't compete with others. They compete with yesterday's version of themselves. They understand that real success is not measured in trophies or numbers, but in growth, in contribution, in legacy. So stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop looking at what others have and start focusing on what you can become. The race is not against them. It's against your own excuses. It's against your laziness, your fear, your doubts. You have to fight every single day to be a little better than you were yesterday. Jack Ma says, never complain. When you complain, nobody will listen to you. The world will only listen to your success. Complaining doesn't change your situation. It keeps you trapped in it. You don't grow by blaming others. You grow by taking responsibility. The moment you stop saying, why me, and start saying, try me, that's when everything changes. Because the universe rewards the brave, not the bitter. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be times when you'll feel like you're walking alone. And that's okay. Greatness is a lonely road. The higher you climb, the fewer people you'll find around you. But don't let that scare you. The eagle flies alone, while pigeons flock together. The deeper your vision, the fewer people will understand it. But you're not here to be understood. You're here to make history. Simon Sinek reminds us that leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. If you want success, serve people. If you want respect, give respect. If you want loyalty, earn it. The greatest leaders are those who make others believe in themselves. They lift people up, not put them down. And when you lift others, you rise higher yourself. You see, success is not a selfish journey. It's not just about you getting rich or famous. It's about creating something that outlives you. When Jack Ma built Alibaba, his dream wasn't just to make money. It was to empower small businesses, to help people connect. That's why his success lasted. Because it was built on service, not greed. Ladies and gentlemen, your dream matters. Even if no one believes in it yet, it matters. Every great invention, every great company, every great movement started as an idea in one person's mind. Don't let others define what's possible for you. They laughed at the Wright brothers before flight. They mocked Thomas Edison before light. They doubted Jack Ma before Alibaba. They will doubt you too. But remember, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is your mentor. Every time you fail, you learn what doesn't work. Every mistake is progress if you keep moving forward. Success is built on failure, stacked high enough to reach the stars. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. And you, my friend, were not born to sit still. You were born to rise. Simon Sinek says, dream big. Start small. But most of all, start. That's the key. Start. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Start where you are with what you have and do what you can. The people who succeed are not the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who start. Because action creates momentum, and momentum creates results. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Every master was once a beginner. Every winner was once a learner. Every champion was once an amateur who refused to quit. So stop doubting yourself. Stop saying one day and start saying day one. You've got everything you need inside you already. All you have to do is take that first step. Jack Ma once said, if you want to be successful, learn from the mistakes of others, not from the success stories. Because success can be deceiving. When you see someone successful, you only see the glory, not the grind. You don't see the nights they cried, the failures they hid, the sacrifices they made. So don't be fooled by appearances. Behind every success, there's a mountain of struggle that no one talks about. And here's something powerful Simon Sinek teaches. Success without fulfillment is failure. If you climb the ladder of success and realize it was leaning against the wrong wall, you've wasted your life. So define your own version of success. For some, it's wealth. For others, it's peace. For others, it's impact. Whatever it is, make sure it aligns with your values. Because true success is not about having more, it's about becoming more. Ladies and gentlemen, you have greatness inside you. You have the power to change your life, to build something incredible, to inspire others just by being you. But that power will stay asleep until you decide to wake it up. Life doesn't give you what you wish for, it gives you what you work for. You can either live in fear or live in faith. But you can't do both. Jack Ma says, today is difficult, tomorrow is more difficult.